welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll be discussing No One Said Anything About a Baby, What Happens When a Military Man Meets Alien Tentacles by Yuzuru Mikumo. Goodness me, that was a mouthful. Now before we get started, there will be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiling this manga, go ahead and click off now. No worries, I'll catch you next time. Now for those of you left behind, let's go over some content warnings. There may be references to male pregnancy, military, age gap, prejudice, sexual assault, dubious consent, child neglect, and confinement, as these things do appear in the manga. Now, if that's all good with you, let's go and get started. As always, let's start with the synopsis. Yu is a sergeant in the army. Things have been way different than he ever imagined in this role from when he was a child, because aliens have made contact with Earth. Thankfully, this alien race only came with the best of intentions. We'll give you all of our technology and advancements if you let us breed with your people. The alien race is from the planet Lambda, the Lambdians. They're a peaceful people, with their only intent being to propagate their species further. The human race is an optimal one, and the citizens of Earth are happy to make the trade. You imagine flying choppers and the like, but with all of the innovations provided by the Lambdians, helicopters and many other technologies once commonplace in the army have been replaced with much more advanced variations. In Yu's country, there still isn't very much in the way of breeding between humans and Lambdians, but that might just change when Yu is assigned as the guide for the Lambdian diplomat Sui. It isn't love at first sight for either of them, but Sui's determined to breed with Yu because Yu stole Sui's heart when he was just a child. Unfortunately for Yu, men are perfectly capable of giving birth when breeding with a Lambdian, and Yu has to avoid that fate for 3 months while Sui is on Earth. Can Yu protect himself from Sui's wiles, or will he be the first human male to give birth to a Lambdian child? First off, the art's cute. It's not perfect. I'm not fond of how triangular their faces are. Also, how their hair is shaped gives some of the characters a diamond-shaped head. It's still very cute though, it's just not my preference. It's a unique style and it can be very pretty in some panels, but it can sometimes be a little inconsistent. Otherwise, it's just fine. I especially love Sui's design. His tentacles often function as a sort of tail, giving him a puppy dog look. I love it so much. Seeing them wag in some of the panels is just adorable. Beyond the art though, it's worth talking about how awesome it is that Lambdians have built-in birth control. They can only impregnate their partner if their partner wants it. I wish that were a thing, but that's not the only remarkable thing about Lambdian reproduction. The Lambdians receive pleasure from their partners. They feel good when their partners feel good, and as a result, climax when their partner climaxes. It makes for a very balanced experience for both parties, which is fantastic. However, since they can sense when the other party's feeling pleasure, it leads to dubious consent scenarios, as they rely more on what the body's feeling than what their partner is saying. So there is that. I don't personally mind dubcon or non-con, again, personally, but I wanted to note this because I know some people would rather not see it, which is totally understandable. Unfortunately, with this being a single volume work, it is super short. With many fantasy and sci-fi concepts, I always feel like they should have been longer. This actually does a pretty good job delving into Lambdians and how they breed and how it works with a male partner. However, the foundation for Sui and Yu's relationship is rather superficial. Yu saved Sui when he was a child lost on Earth. It's a sweet story, but not very deep. It's hard to imagine a lifelong love would manifest from that short interaction. I would have loved to have seen more background on Sui and how his interaction with Yu changed his life on Lambda, but oh well. As with every comic I read that involves pregnancy, I wish we got to see either more of the pregnancy or more child rearing. Compared to the romance and smut leading up to the pregnancy and child rearing portions are a blip on the radar. It's unfortunate since all of this started by the Lambdians wanting to propagate. It's fine narratively that there isn't much present, but I was really hoping for more. I'm glad we got to see the birth and the baby in the end, but I always want more. I'm pretty greedy on this front. With all that being said, this is fine. It's not one I would go out of my way to recommend to anyone, but if you're just really hankering for some smut, tentacles, and impreg, look no further. It's very superficial with some fun and exciting concepts. I would have loved something longer so we could explore more about the alien race, but I think this achieved what it set out to do with some smutty fun and a message about acceptance. So, have you read No One Said Anything About a Baby? What Happens When a Military Man Meets Alien Tentacles? If so, what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you not? Let me know and comment below. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Bye!